Yeah, I did sell out. 3 nights, I sold Yankee Stadium the hell out. I'm a target. You aim, don't miss that target. No exclusive, they only doing what Apple and Walmart did. You shopping at Amazon or you boycott? You posting on Instagram? That's Meta, boy, stopping. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing the politicking as usual. They digging deep with narratives. It's embarrassing. They run out of characters, had to bring back up Cap again. Buddy took a check. I ain't even mad at him. But along with that check, they'll sign a non-disparagement. I'm the one they can't control. Y'all better be glad it's him.
For years, Jay-Z built a reputation for doing something almost no other celebrity could pull off: staying silent. While social media exploded with rumors, criticism, and endless debates, he usually let the noise pass without saying a word. But recently, that pattern has completely changed. Suddenly, he's performing more often, giving interviews, addressing critics through his lyrics, and making statements that many fans believe aren't random at all. So why now? Is one of hip-hop's biggest icons simply celebrating a milestone in his career, or is he trying to reshape how the public sees him? The timing has people asking questions, and once you connect the dots, it's easy to understand why this conversation has become impossible to ignore. One thing longtime fans immediately noticed was how much more visible Jay-Z has become. For someone who spent years avoiding unnecessary attention, he's suddenly appearing at major events, performing again, and speaking publicly far more than people expected. His Yankee Stadium celebration for the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt wasn't just another concert. Many viewers felt it was something much bigger. Instead of simply revisiting classic songs, Jay-Z used the stage to deliver new freestyle verses that touched on criticism surrounding his business decisions and public image. Some fans viewed it as confidence. Others wondered why he felt the need to respond at all. That's what made the performance so fascinating, because it wasn't just about music anymore. And that was only the beginning. During the performance, Jay-Z delivered lines emphasizing that he couldn't be controlled and pushing back against claims that he'd sold out. Supporters praised him for standing his ground. Critics argued the lyrics sounded unusually defensive. Whether people agreed with him or not, everyone seemed to have an opinion. His comments about corporations and business partnerships quickly spread across social media, reigniting debates that have followed him for years. Some pointed to his Target collaboration, others revisited discussions surrounding previous business ventures. Jay-Z has long defended his philosophy by arguing that ownership and investment create opportunities for communities. His critics, however, have often questioned whether some partnerships align with the image he built throughout his career. That difference in perspective has fueled online conversations for years. But what happened next made those discussions even louder. Not long after those performances, Jay-Z sat down for a rare interview. That alone caught many people's attention. Historically, he's been known for letting headlines fade without responding directly. This time felt different. During the conversation, he addressed several topics circulating online and rejected claims that had been made about him. Supporters appreciated hearing directly from him instead of relying on internet speculation. Others believed the interview was carefully timed to answer growing public questions. Neither interpretation can be proven. But one thing is undeniable. When someone known for silence suddenly starts speaking, people naturally begin analyzing every word. And that wasn't the only moment fans dissected. As more performances followed, listeners began examining Jay-Z's lyrics more closely than ever. Bars that might have passed unnoticed in previous years suddenly became headline material. Some listeners believed certain verses were aimed at critics. Others thought they referenced public figures who had spoken about him. As is often the case in hip-hop, interpretations varied widely. Without explicit confirmation, much of the discussion remained speculation-driven by fan theories and online debate. Still, one thing became clear. People weren't simply listening to the music anymore, they were searching for hidden meanings. Every performance became another puzzle to solve. But perhaps the biggest conversation wasn't about lyrics at all. It was about image. One detail that caught fans' attention wasn't musical. It was visual. The opening sequence featuring Beyoncé cutting Jay-Z's hair sparked an unexpected wave of discussion online. To some viewers, it represented nothing more than a personal moment. Others interpreted it as symbolic, a fresh chapter, a reset, or even a deliberate rebranding. Of course, there's no evidence confirming that interpretation, but symbolism has always played a major role in entertainment. Fans naturally search for meaning behind visuals, especially when they involve artists known for carefully crafting their public image. Whether intentional or not, the moment became another piece of the larger conversation surrounding Jay-Z's recent appearances. And it raised another question: could Jay-Z's business moves be contributing to that perception? Throughout his career, Jay-Z has transformed himself from a chart-topping rapper into one of the world's most recognizable entrepreneurs. His journey from music to business has often been held up as an example of long-term vision, proving that success in entertainment can become the foundation for success in entirely different industries. From investing in growing companies to building brands and expanding into sports, fashion, and luxury businesses, his career has become about much more than releasing hit records. That success has earned admiration from millions of people around the world, but it has also attracted criticism. Every major partnership, investment, or business announcement tends to spark a familiar debate. Some people see an artist creating generational wealth while opening doors for others. Others question whether certain business decisions align with the messages that helped build his reputation in the first place. Supporters argue that building wealth, creating opportunities, and securing ownership have always been central to Jay-Z's philosophy. They point to years of interviews, lyrics, and public statements emphasizing financial education, investing, and thinking beyond short-term success. From that perspective, expanding into global business partnerships isn't abandoning his message. It's the ultimate proof that his vision worked. To them, every new venture represents another example of turning influence into lasting opportunity. Critics, however, view some of those same partnerships differently. They argue that working closely with major corporations can sometimes appear inconsistent with earlier themes of independence and challenging traditional systems. Whether those concerns are fair or not, they continue to surface whenever a significant announcement is made. As a result, conversations surrounding Jay-Z rarely focus on the business deal alone. They quickly expand into broader discussions about influence, authenticity, legacy, and what success should look like for someone in his position. Neither viewpoint has completely disappeared. Instead, they continue to exist side by side, with each new project reviving the same conversation. That's one reason recent performances attracted so much attention. Many viewers immediately connected certain lyrics, public appearances, and stage moments to these ongoing debates. Others believed people were simply reading too much into ordinary performances. Whether those connections were intentional has never been confirmed, but once online discussions begin, they often develop a momentum of their own. Public perception doesn't always depend on confirmed facts. Sometimes it is shaped by timing, previous headlines, and the expectations people already have. In today's digital world, audiences frequently interpret new events through stories they have been following for years. That doesn't necessarily make those interpretations accurate, but it does explain why certain moments generate far more discussion than others. And that's exactly what happened next. Every celebrity eventually reaches a point where ordinary appearances stop feeling ordinary. For Jay-Z, many observers believe he's entered that stage. Whether he's attending exclusive events, performing on major stages, appearing in interviews, or announcing another business venture, every move is examined from multiple angles. A single photo can generate thousands of comments, while a brief quote can lead to days of debate across social media. Some people see confidence and the natural evolution of a legendary career. Others see carefully planned messaging designed to shape public opinion. Some believe he's simply celebrating decades of success as one of hip-hop's most influential figures. Others believe every appearance carries a deeper purpose. The truth likely depends on who's watching. That's the reality of modern celebrity culture, where perception often spreads faster than certainty, and every public moment becomes part of a much larger story. In today's world, one interview, one performance, or even a single photograph can generate thousands of competing interpretations within hours. Social media moves so quickly that every expression, every comment, and every public appearance is analyzed from countless different angles. Once those conversations begin, they rarely disappear. Instead, they evolve, picking up new opinions, fresh theories, and endless debates as more people join in. In many cases, the discussion itself becomes just as important as the event that started it. Perhaps the biggest takeaway isn't whether Jay-Z is defending himself or simply sharing his perspective. It's how dramatically public perception can change over time. For years, his silence became part of his public identity. People grew accustomed to him staying quiet, while others filled in the blanks with their own assumptions. Now, every public statement attracts attention precisely because it breaks that pattern. A single interview or appearance can dominate headlines for days, not necessarily because of what was said, but because everyone wants to decide what it means. Some fans see transparency and believe they're witnessing a more open side of one of hip-hop's biggest icons. Others remain skeptical, arguing that every public move is carefully calculated. And then there are those who simply watch the conversation unfold, recognizing how quickly narratives can shift in the age of viral clips and instant reactions. But regardless of where people stand, one thing is impossible to deny. Jay-Z has become one of the most talked about figures in music once again. Not only because of his legendary career and lasting influence, but because every appearance, every interview, and every headline sparks another wave of discussion. The real question is this: are people genuinely witnessing a new chapter in Jay-Z's career, or are they simply interpreting every moment through the lens of today's non-stop internet culture? Only time will reveal which interpretation history ultimately remembers.